This right here is the Peak Design Roller Pro. This is both a carry-on suitcase and a camera bag, because when you open it up, there is the XL camera packing cube in there. Now, Peak Design sent me both of these guys together. They're not sponsoring me to do this video. They just sent this to me to maybe make some content with, and that's exactly what I'm doing. But they actually sent it to me in the perfect amount of time, because right after I received this, I had a busy month of travel, so I was actually able to put it through its paces. So, in this video, I'm going to break down the bag itself, my thoughts on it, the build quality, as well as how it is as a general travel carry-on and as a rolling camera bag, and then finally my overall thoughts on this bag and if it's something that might be worth it for you to pick up. First off, about the bag itself, this is their first rolling camera bag that they've made. Now, this isn't a camera bag specifically. If you get the camera packing cube, it does convert it into one. It fits perfectly within this. This is approved for all major airline carry-on usage. It actually, from what I've seen, has been a great size for it. You got your handle there. This is using their, I'm not sure if it's patented, Slim Drive technology. This is a carbon fiber handle that it doesn't have the kind of telescoping nature like other carry-ons. You just press this button, it goes up to one height, you can press it again, it goes up to a secondary height, and that way it takes up less space in the actual bag, or at least that's the idea. They have their own proprietary wheels here. Also, this doesn't open up like most carry-on bags that you'll see, where it kind of comes in half and this half would split it this way and fall off the table that I'm filming this on. This one opens in a way where you undo it from the top using these zippers, and it folds open like so, and it just stays open like that. You don't have two halves of the thing, it's just the whole thing itself. And I can take the camera packing cube out. This is it here. I personally like to pack this. This is how it opens. I pack it with this side down, so that way I can attach this to the top and open it all in one go if I want to do that. Just as a general idea, if this is something that you're considering, then you can see it's this nice kind of felted fabric in here. You have your different pockets, as well as you have another compartment just at the top. This is good if you have like dirty clothes or something like that, or if you have a random Sharpie that'll fall out of your bag. And then at the top, as you close this, there is an easier access compartment if you want to put like your passport or your phone charger, or even your laptop in. There's just this top zipper here. Opens, you have your big laptop sleeve here, and then you have your kind of EDC compartment. They call it your everyday carry. You have a couple things that you can just tuck away in there if you need to grab them quickly, wallet, passport, etc. So, how does this thing stack up? Now, I use this for travel. I've used it as a camera bag, and I'm not somebody that exactly treats things lightly. I put this thing through its paces. Using it as a camera bag, I had my big lighting stand case that doesn't have wheels or anything. Usually I will put it on top of my carry-on, although it's quite long and weird to manage. It weighs like 50 pounds or so, or just below that to clear for airlines. That thing was resting against these handles, and they held up well. There's no damage that I've seen. I was dragging it around, having it sometimes where most of the weight was on these handles, and they held up surprisingly well, where even some of the metal ones of other carry-ons might not fare so well. Also, these little colored tape I have here just to differentiate mine, so when it comes down the ramp I know it's mine, because this is a pretty sleek looking all black bag otherwise, which is pretty cool. It does also expand if you need it to, if you pack a lot in here, whether camera gear or just clothes and travel essentials. The wheels themselves, these guys are surprisingly good. I feel like I could sit on this and roll down a hill and get it to a dangerous speed and potentially hurt myself. Don't do that. I kind of want to because it sounds fun, but don't do it. They roll so well. Even on carpet, you can see this rolls very, very well. I even was in Montreal for a bit and was dragging this around the cobblestone streets, and it handled it just fine. If you're going anywhere, if you're going to Europe where they have a lot of cobblestone streets, this will be able to take it and do so well. It's not even bouncing around all that much, honestly, and I've noticed no damage from doing that, from me throwing it around, from me doing anything. It's been honestly very surprising. So the construction of this, for reference, it looks like a soft shell bag. It does have a hard interior, so you're getting a bit of both worlds on here. It is that soft kind of exterior, but beneath that is a harder layer that adds an extra level of durability. So if you are putting camera gear in this, it is going to be protected, not just by the camera bag here, which is all padded and they have Peak Design's usual inserts, but it's also protected by the carry-on itself. The camera cube does allow for a good amount of storage, which I'll get into in a minute. But overall, as far as the durability, I've carried this on all the handles. No stitching, no anything has been any signs of tearing, and I will put a lot of weight in this, especially when I'm using it as a camera bag. That said, these little loops you can use to hook things on as you need. If you need to strap a tripod or something to the side of this, that's kind of what that's for. But honestly, I feel like I could throw this thing off a cliff and it would still perform just absolutely fine. There's no issues. This doesn't jam at all. It goes super easy up and down the different levels. The wheels still work great. It doesn't even scuff or wear difficult, so the build quality is quite impressive for a carry-on. And as far as general travel usage, honestly, I think this has replaced my everyday carry-on, because I don't like to pack a lot. I don't usually like to check a bag unless I have to. I usually just try to work out of a carry-on if I'm just going on a trip shorter than about a week or so. And the ability for it to open the way it does, I like the small footprint. I like that I can just have it on a counter or leave it out on one of the trays for a suitcase, and that I can have it open and not have it take up so much space. Because even with the footprint, I thought maybe, okay, am I going to be sacrificing the amount of space for that? But I didn't really notice it. Also, when the security is trying to rush you through, the ability, if you need it, to just take your laptop out without having to open everything else is very, very helpful. It'll save you time and a bit of a headache. The zippers also are fantastic. They're this very sleek construction. They don't really get stuck too easily. At first, they got stuck a little bit just when they were fully open, and I had to kind of push down the corner here just when I would have it fully open and go to close it. But I've realized that as you wear it in, that's become a non-issue and has just worn in nicely over time. So for travel, this thing has been fantastic, just as a general everyday carry-on. I like the different pockets it has. I like the amount of storage. I like the footprint. I like even the aesthetic of it. Most of my bags are all black anyways, so it just fits. It's classic. It's not going to go out of style. And it's very comfortable to walk around an airport with, which is a weird thing to say, but it just, the way it glides is very satisfying, which is a weird thing, I know, but I like it and I appreciate it. Now, as a camera bag, how does it perform? With the extra large camera insert, how does it do? Would I use this as a camera bag? Would I just use this as a carry-on? As a camera bag, I almost hoped that it would replace a couple of my bags into one. For a small shoot, I think it could do that. If I was just bringing a couple lights, I could probably leave my larger lighting bag at home, pack them in this, keep a lean kit, and I would be fine. However, if I'm doing larger shoots, I pack a lot of stuff. I have a lot of gear, and that is a pipe dream for me unless I'm lugging around a very very large, like huge metal case, which I don't do. I have a few cases and a few bags, and that's what I need. But this handles the majority of all the gear. I do like that it is deeper than some camera bags you'll get. It's a little bit larger than like your average to larger size camera bag, I would say, and it handles all the gear very well. There is also this slightly, there's like a little area if you need to slide some stuff in here, you can, but I do like this carry-on because it allows you to have the laptop pocket. It allows the other pockets that some carry-ons don't, or some laptop rolling bags don't, that it kind of gives you the best of both worlds. You can still pack your laptop and your cables and your equipment and everything you need for a shoot without having to compromise or bring a second bag for all of that. So for a small shoot, if I don't want to carry around a big bag, or for additional gear, if I'm doing a larger shoot, I can have one bag, put it on top of this, roll it around, and I don't have to worry about carrying a larger bag on my back. And in a few cases, I just put it on this, roll it around, and it's fine. This is larger even than some of the smaller or usual size Pelican cases that you'll find. And because of the solid construction, it is as durable, as safe. And the other thing is, it doesn't look like a camera bag. So unless somebody really knows what they're looking at, or unless you have it open and you see all the camera gear, nobody's really gonna know what you're working with. They'll just be like, oh, that's a cool looking carry-on. Maybe they work in tech or something because it's sleek and it's black or whatever. But other than that, they're like, oh, it's just modern looking, it's a black carry-on, whatever. Keep looking, next. So that it provides an inconspicuous look that way, and otherwise it's just nice to work with. It carries what I need to, and honestly, although I was sent this, it was something that I was really excited to receive because it was something that I was thinking about buying anyways. And if you're somebody who is either a photographer looking for a rolling bag, this might be for you. Or if you're somebody looking for a carry-on that works a little differently than what you're used to, if you're tired of the handles that are jamming all the time, if you're tired of a larger footprint when you open it up, or if you just want something different, something a little more sleek and fits kind of in with that tech vibe, this might just be for you. But those are my thoughts. You can see, you can take that for what it is and look at what you need out of a carry-on, what you need out of a camera bag. For me, this is something that I'll definitely be keeping around for a while, and I'm really glad that Peak Design has made. But ultimately, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. If you have not yet, consider subscribing to join along this journey with me. Remember, as always, to work hard, rest often, and I'll see you on the next one.